Hello there, this is Battleborn again. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the narcissist's bag of tricks. What you can expect when you go no contact, what you can expect during no contact, and what you basically should prepare for as you think about these scenarios. And especially these days, with everything going on in the world and all kinds of stuff, that might make it even more difficult for you to get where you want to be in your life, uh, to basically manage and to realize your own dreams when it comes to getting away from your toxic family or narcissists in your life. So narcissists, they have a lot of tricks in their book, in their bag. They have so many that it's going to be very difficult for me to summarize all of them in this video, and that's not really why I'm making this video. I'm making it so that people out there will realize that when you go no contact, or when you are about to leave a narcissist, you will experience a lot of things that you not necessarily will think of as tricks or manipulative games. And that is basically the pits that you need to look out for, the pits that the narcissists have already dug out and hidden, and hope that you will fall into as soon as you catch on to their game, and as soon as you are about to kind of like move away from them emotionally, physically, and yeah, the best thing is to do both at the same time, to kind of like just try to picture that you are pulling out all your investment from this person or from these people, that everything that you have invested into this person you pull out in one day or less. Don't linger around. Don't make it more difficult for yourself. Just cut the ties and pull out straight away. And to get to that way of thinking, and to get to that way of decision making, you have to go many rounds in your own head. You have to basically try to picture the scenarios. How will things be once this person or these people, or if it's your entire family, how will it be when these people are gone from your life? Because it is a little late, not to say that it won't work, but it is a little late to start to think about these things once you have done it. And I do believe that for a lot of people that don't succeed when it comes to no contact, this is something that they haven't really thought of before they went no contact. So they have all these, maybe this emotional upheaval, all these things that is really not something they considered to feel. Because once you go no contact from a narcissist, and especially if this was a narcissist that you grew up with, and even if it was in a relationship, there's going to be a lot of things that you will come to realize during no contact that you didn't realize before. Meaning that there is going to be a lot of emotions, or at least scenarios, that will surface, and these things needs to be dealt with pretty quickly and also efficiently. So what I'm saying is that everything that you can do in your own mind before you go no contact is very, very valuable, because the less things you have to deal with in this area, like I said, the things that will emerge, the things that will surface once you go no contact, will be enough for you, basically. And a lot of these things is going to be maybe stuff that will try to pull you back in, because if you realize, how bad things were, maybe you start to want to need answers and all of these things. And that is one of the pits that you might look out for. You don't really need answers to anything, because if you have made a decision to pull away from these people, then there is nothing more these people can do for you. The answers that you do need, you already have. But that's not to say that um, that's not to say that everything will be made up in a day in your mind, but that's to say that these people will never provide you with any answers to the questions that you hold. Quite on the contrary, what they will do is to play their games, like narcissists and their enablers always do, and that is to kind of like maybe give you an ounce of truth to kind of like keep you around, and then they just distort the rest, and they don't make you any more. They don't make you any more wise when it comes to what has been going on. So in the narcissist bag of tricks, they will of course play on so many strings, and the most common ones is of course that they will try to make you feel guilty, and that will usually go through with their hoovers, where you might see that they try to play on your empathy, they try to play on all these things to keep you around. And sometimes I do believe that people think that what they have is empathy towards these people, like towards the narcissist. A lot of people say that they, even though these people were cruel to you and mistreated you, you still have some empathy left. I do not subscribe to that thought. I do believe what you experience is guilt, and that's what the narcissist has been trying to put into you. And for people that is in contact with their own emotional or inner self, they interpret this as empathy when it's really not. It's guilt, and it's very different. The whole experience with guilt comes obligation. You feel like you haven't done enough, you feel like you should do more, all of these things. That's guilt. Empathy is something that is based on free will. It's something that you feel innate because you want to. It's not something that will be tied to guilt and obligation and all of these things that you will feel with narcissists, because that's the way they hope to keep you around. So when you finally leave, you got to be prepared for a lot of things mentally. Like I said, there is going to be this feeling that there are these small empty spaces, and depending a little bit on how done you are before you go no contact, depending on that, these empty spaces, which is basically your old family members or the people that you knew, or your ex, the person you were in a relationship with, all these things, depending on how done you were before you went no contact, these things is gonna take some time to kind of like fill up, because they are like wounds, and they need to heal and need to become scars. And an advice from me in this situation is not to try to fill these areas with different things. Meaning, if you end a relationship with somebody that you have identified as a narcissist, I would not suggest people to just jump into a new relationship to try to fill that vacuum, to try to fill that area. And that is because these things need to heal, and if you do that, you will maybe prevent yourself from that healing process. And not only that, but the next person you're gonna eventually go into a relationship with is not gonna be getting the best they can get from you either, because you have stuff to work through, and a lot of times this might take years, even depending on how long the relationship lasted and how much abuse you were put through. So, but what the narcissist is really relying on at the end of the day is that all the abuse they have put you through will make you so damaged that you cannot really continue your life. That's a big one. That's an extremely important thing to realize, that they hope that all the mess they have put you through, all the hurricanes that your mind has gone through, all these things have accumulated so much into your system that you can't really find yourself with somebody else, or you can't really start your own family, or you can't really get anywhere with your life, because your mind is so addicted to the abusive cycle that you're not going to be able to move on. And for a narcissist, if they see, or if they realize that that's what you're doing, that you are actually moving away from them, you're going to start to see, like I said, it's going to be hoovers, it's going to be a lot of things, and it's going to be a lot of tricks. It might go through your family as well, and all of these things. But the narcissists also know, at least during the first year, I believe, this is just roughly speaking, they have some hooks in you because they know exactly what they're doing, and they know that this is working because usually narcissists have been subjugated to narcissistic abuse themselves. They know exactly how these tools they have used on you have worked, and they know how bad you feel initially when you leave. They know how messed up you feel initially when you leave. So all these things they know, and they're kind of like just aiming their darts or aiming their arrows on certain areas. And that's also why you will see that the hoovers is going to be, when the narcissist is hoovering you, trying to get you back in, these things is going to be so planned. It's going to be the days they do it is going to be, it's not a coincidence. The days they do it is usually around days they know something is happening for you. It might be your birthday. It might be some birthday in your family. It might be a holiday. It might be the day that you got together. It might be any of these things. So all these things are so planned. It's not so it's not coming from a place of genuineness. These people are not calling you because they miss you in that sense. They don't call you, or they don't hoover you because they care about you. They hoover you on these specific dates because they know that or they hope that your boundaries or your defense system is lowered, so there's a bigger chance for them to actually get what they want. That's what they hope to achieve. And when you start to see these things, how manipulative the narcissist is and how pre-planned everything they do is, these people are going to become so little attractive to you to have in your life. You know, it's going to be, because it's going to almost come to the point where they're so ridiculous that you will no longer think, and you will no longer even believe that these people have any good intentions for you. So when you get to that place, you might start to feel like you have become extremely cold, because these people that you used to be in some kind of relationship with, family or in a romantic relationship, these people you have almost absolutely no emotions left for, which is actually the place you want to be. That is the place you want to be, because these people don't deserve to be a part of your emotional life. So I guess that's my message in this video. Just be really patient with yourself. Take steps. Everything is steps when it comes to these things. And don't try to force yourself to be in a place that your body or mind is not really ready for yet. So I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for listening in, and have a good day.